Marshall, drivers, race.
You like it. You're putting on the best video ever.
Oh, what the?
Brian with an
The brakes just gave out. Sounds like a
racing F1 skill like.
Sounds like a Plymouth to me.
Real drum bros.
I'm doing awesome. I'm gonna chop 1 point off my handicap.
Well, real reason Brian wanted to race. At least you all leave empty then. You won't have to regain the point. Well, how you usually finish fourth, you're gonna finish third tonight.
Oh, good. Love it. Give me a third.
Boy.
You really, you want to push
Fred
it so
with a
bad, but
two.
you're so top heavy.
Yeah, you really just can't. Every time you want to drive it hard.
Oh my god, are we gonna
Hell.
finish?
The world screams no every time you start.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Best Podcast Ever, where three idiots you don't know talk about a hobby you've never heard of.
Yes, this is a very special edition. We're coming from the official chicken parm source of BC.
And we've come on the loudest night. You're hearing applause in the background.
Yeah, this is the first time we've tried to do the show outside the basement, and it's not going too well.
But I'm here for the second time in a row.
It's true. So,
Kevin, have you learned your lesson after last time for naming random things? Because now you have to make the photoshops if you say stuff out loud.
I'm trying to think of something new.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
All right, thank you. You have two menus.
Yeah, I think we know what we want.
Yeah, we're pretty
Okay.
good.
My name is Patty.
hi.
Okay, what would you like?
I'm going to have the chicken parm meal.
Chicken parm dinner. Do you want potato or pasta?
Pasta.
Okay. That comes with soup or salad.
Do you have matzo ball?
Yes. You ready?
I will also have the chicken parm. What other kind of soup do you have?
Chicken noodle, seafood bisque, Manhattan clam chowder, or onion.
Ooh, onion sounds good.
It's plain onion though.
It's okay.
All right.
Thank you.
It's an onion.
It's just an onion and broth.
Onion and
water.
broth.
Hollowed out and broth ported.
Chicken parm meal.
Yeah.
Soup or salad?
Nothing. I'm good. Just a chicken
Nothing?
parm meal.
Okay.
And
All right,
extra-
thank you.
Extra
So,
cheese or
drinks?
extra sauce.
You want drinks?
Just
Water.
Okay.
Water.
Extra cheese and sauce, you said?
Yeah. Make it extra dirty.
You got it. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. And you've just heard the official ordering.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh,
That's right. I'll get
Where
you
were
both.
you, Kevin? Hands, it's okay.
that's the official ordering of everything.
Zoom.
Yeah. So
Or woos. Where you're sitting.
we're definitely trying something new, and we'll see how this goes.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first one we abandoned.
No, that's true. But so we are fresh off actually doing a race. which
Yeah,
is-
we did a race and Mike won.
uh,
Mike,
bound
do you want to
happen.
explain how you won?
Mistakes were made, and I was bound to happen. I hadn't been on the podium yet this season, so I had a non-handicap.
Well, and for listeners, longtime listeners of the show, when we had the what episode was that? A crashing and burning sensation?
Yes.
In a crashing and burning sensation, we went over the handicap system, and we were kind of
Ambivalent.
we were not entirely sure it was the best idea, and I think where I landed on it, and you guys can let me know how you feel about it, is it did its job, but nobody liked it.
I think that's fair, and even having won as a result of it, I went from third to first as a result of it, and Fred went first to third. And
Oh,
having-
no names. I mean, Durf.
Thank you, Johnny Five. Second episode in a row.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I missed one for that podcast.
But even having come out on the winning end of it, I could take it or leave it.
I mean, it felt good when I won from it. That being said, even without it, Fred only would have won by like.
You know what? It's okay because he and I are birthday buddies. That's the one piece of information that's in his Facebook profile is his birthday. He was born 15 years to the day before I was.
Plus, I guess I'm giving myself more work to no-name rule every time we say.
Can we take that picture from his Facebook of like the silhouette
The
and just
generic
X
Facebook.
and BTE the silhouette?
Yes, we can. I can definitely do that.
Meaning I might do that.
Well, I'll do it. I'll do it as a clipping mask, so it'll just fill it. It'll be perfect.
I'm glad you guys are finally volunteering to help with the image grab. As you saw,
I always wanted to do an image
with
grab.
some of the image grabs, I really had to reach on some of the episodes.
It was so exciting when I did an episode that had 2 images in it. I was like, hey, we're going places.
Meanwhile, now you're about to see a picture of the number of how many images we already have here.
Yeah.
But to kind of get back to slot cars, now
I'm trying to think of the
4
most
minutes in.
far-fetched random thing that I could like Photoshop.
Is it every time I say the word slot cards out loud, your brain just decides we need to take a left turn?
He hasn't even been drinking this time.
I know. I'm sober.
Blind stinking sober.
But we were doing vintage NASCAR tonight, which was either monogram, and I'll. Do we take pictures of the field?
No.
Darn it!
We did
the
not
one
want
time we need pictures of the field.
Because we're actually talking about a specific race. So.
Yeah, I'll put some images up of the cars that were there tonight. So it was mostly monogram, but you could also run a Carrera.
There was one.
There was one.
Oh,
Yo.
and
you.
onion. You sure you don't want a nice salad?
No, I'm good.
Thanks a lot.
Everything all right, sir?
So, I mean, the Carrera was only like 4 points. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Was only
Saltines for the folks at home.
was only like 4 points away from being in the money.
Yeah. It was,
Driven by Mott.
Tim.
Todd.
Timus.
Wow. Upside down.
Oh, wow.
Homer Simpson.
No
Stumbling
Homers.
Homer Simpson.
That's
Yeah,
when you're gonna have to.
The
do
best part about tonight, handicaps aside, Mike aside, was knowing that the worst enemy.
I mean, I don't think
was
we need to
gone.
bring him up much, but yeah, we're gonna be racing a lot more. So we're hoping that this episode works out because this way we're able to race and still show you something. In fact, right now, if we're lucky, you're seeing footage of the practice and a little bit of the race.
Or a box of Yar's Revenge. Wait for it.
But I mean, it was a fun race, and we went into tonight, and you can hear it in the last episode, not wanting to be at this race.
Yeah. We. This was a courtesy appearance.
Was it?
That turns out
We really
actually
enjoyed
got
ourselves,
we got some
yeah.
good stuff. We bought some cool stuff.
Yeah, you want to talk about what you bought, seeing as how you're the one not eating right now?
As cool as that Ferrari 512 BB was,
Ferrari 512 BB limited to like 480.
480. That was number 69 too. It's like my
Nice.
favorite number. Now I have to take a picture of that and send it to you.
Yeah, because we need to know exactly what number one it is.
Equally as hard, the Tyco Pro Chaparral vacuum cleaner car
That's right. Another rare.
with a free rolling head.
I mean, there's
That's a
always,
car I've always wanted.
There's always deals to be had, like
from
if
the
you ask.
Peter Case,
And now NJ Hobby is giving deals out left and right on all your favorite things,
On
not
all your
just
favorites.
cars.
Go to njhobby.net. It's .com. I'm sorry, runner.
yeah,
joke.
I got it.
Yeah.
We had a really awesome bystander walk in today.
Yeah.
Oh no, all right.
It happened. But
Yeah. I mean, Mike, didn't you end up with a new Group 5
yes, continuing my
quest?
my quest to stamp out the Gulf livery, I got a second legitimate Martini car. So,
Rothman's car's pictured.
so to go with the Martini 935, there's now the Martini Lancia Beta Monte Carlo. So, little team colors going. Other than we actually ran all BT color cars tonight. Thank you.
We did, and that was actually pretty surprising because it wasn't on purpose.
No, in fact, one of the cars wasn't even ours. So.
Almost beat him in it, too.
I mean, you did beat him, thanks to handicap.
I would have beat him outright, too, if it weren't for the blue lane.
Those meddling kids, yeah.
Dog, yeah.
That being said, I also cost him a point when I hopped out and kind of landed in front of him. So that was a thing.
Yeah, I dumped it in the lead so
Although-
many times, losing the
Yeah,
break.
I threw a lot of points away too. Those cars are
Surprisingly
unstable.
clean racing, though.
I know, you could have easily wiped him out so many times, and if he were in your shoes, he totally would have. I saw the
he's
look in
doing
his
it
eye.
right now. in the other timeline, he's doing it as we speak.
He's put his car on the track at home right now, and he's just like punching his car into yours.
I don't know.
That's no way to treat a
he's-
birthday buddy.
He's not the former dad of BTE, who was regularly known for may or may not have beating things.
Yes.
Even though it's a similar situation where he could be going home and beating said similar-looking kid.
Maybe we can recruit them back to the team, as we were on the verge of doing at one point.
Yeah, I don't think he wants anything to do with
Us.
slot cars.
I think he moved anyway.
I didn't mean them. I meant.
Well, it's legal in New Jersey again, so maybe he'll come back here.
That's not who I meant. I meant.
Yeah. No name rule really does cause some
Durf?
conversational.
Yeah. Yes, Derek, who is currently in Radio Shack repairing Johnny 5 with whatever's at hand.
Oh man, that's gonna be.
You get to choose what we're putting up on that one.
Let's get electric wheels on Johnny 5.
Sure. Kidnap the humans. Destroy the machine.
Although it'll never make it there, it's still wobbling out of the factory.
Johnny 5, not an Indy. He has wheels, but they're under a cowl.
More of a peace tank, really.
Yeah.
He's got treads.
Now I have to put Johnny 5 on top of a peace tank.
Well, the base of him is a peace tank.
With the
so-
mohawk and like the red eye sticking
Yeah, the
out.
punk Johnny 5, because that's the scene we're describing. So.
I mean, does he also have to be Spiro Agnew?
The ghost of Steve Gutenberg everywhere in this podcast.
Durf can be Spiro Agnew. So.
We need to start bringing more people into BT so we can say their names on the podcast.
Yeah.
Even though we don't say the names of, I guess we'll go with Fred Flintstone and Schmucky the Clown.
I suppose, yes.
Those are two images I'm gonna love looking up. Fred Flintstone as a BTE member and like Pennywise, like
But we already have that picture, just with the faces blurred out.
the We're a Problem picture.
Yeah.
That I don't mind mentioning things we've already done because those pictures already exist and they're easy for me to call up.
We're the problem.
We are the problem, or no, we're trying to be the problem.
Imagine if this did hit mainstream media.
What this?
Yeah.
Well, the
Any
diner
of it.
episode.
Any of it.
Yeah.
Regular diner reviews.
We could review this diner.
It's great if you're ordering chicken parm.
I'm about to say we
Or
actually.
breakfast.
What
Or
was the thing
potato
that
skins.
that Durf was talking about? Like,
Bread is a road.
Bread. Challah bread. Hold it off.
Thank you.
Hold it off. You're eating your hand or something.
thank you. I think that's a polite way of saying there's a million people here.
Yep. Yeah, I think we'll held up a little bit, but that's all right. The bread is good. We usually don't get it.
Yeah, we usually don't get it because
That's like a big piece of bread.
It is.
yeah, there's also 80 people here right now, so eat up.
And they're all at one table, so it's going to take forever to get that table served.
Yeah.
They're giving us a full loaf.
Yeah. Yeah, so
We look like we're carbo loading for a marathon.
We
The
are.
Boston Marathon. I have that picture already too.
Oh, perfect.
Boston team, or you can use that against.
Actually, you need to resend. I'll look at your phone later, but I'm going to see if I can get a higher res image of that. It's one of the ones that like worked good enough on the teamwork episode. We'll call it.
Let me know if.
Yours were super high res.
I know. Well, yeah, because one was.
Not on a cell
I
phone?
made them straight from the factory, so they could be. I made them exactly the size
Yeah.
I wanted them, but I can redo the Boston Marathon one as well if necessary.
Again, I honestly think we just need to create a GoFundMe for Kevin to get him a computer, or we need to start goading you into buying a new computer. A guy who's about to have a child and clearly should be spending money, so that we could just give him your old computer.
It's probably true. Well, now that I figured out a way to improve the quality of our screen grabs on the merch, will be,
Well, yeah, I mean, we still need to make a normal BTE one too,
I suppose, yeah.
and like
What,
I could,
like not the ones that we have.
but they're not on the merch page.
Oh,
The only ones on the merch page are the ones you guys are wearing right now,
That's true.
the same
and
one. Or last week.
Danny buys the best stuff.
Yeah.
I wore that 2 weeks ago.
In his mind. he's
Don't make me
wearing-
put up the time traveler image again.
I didn't know what to do with that.
Believe me, he can time travel within his own lifetime. Dr. Evil stepped into the quantum leap accelerator and vanished.
Mike,
Oh,
you
look at
haven't
that.
seen the Kevin time traveler picture yet. Actually, wait, no, you did because it was in
You
the
did last week. I mean, 2 weeks
It was in
ago.
the thread.
it was
yeah.
in the thread. But that's what Kevin sees himself as.
I actually don't remember what it was.
I don't know what it is either.
Then it's all gonna be new to you.
I think seeing the pictures I made. I mean, the pictures that I made that I watched this video of 2 weeks ago. It's gonna be like a lot of question marks overhead.
Yeah, BT is chronologically confused by its own timeline.
We didn't even have to try that hard to like make a timeline, and we still screwed it up.
I think it's funny that we were talking about the Great Spring War of 2017 tonight.
Speaking of alternate timelines.
Apparently, we
That
survived
happened
it.
last year. That we survived.
Yeah,
It was
well,
on. It
We
happened.
should explain what that is.
So, years ago, in the early days of BT, when I was building the first website for BT, I made some ridiculous narrative of our history, past, present, and future. And 10 years into the future, I projected that we would have dusted ourselves off from the great pickup shoe spring war of 2017.
Find something in the rubble of what NJ Hobby used to be.
Yes, and continue racing.
Declare that it's on.
And that
It's on
rubble-
is like a meme we actually outgrew somehow.
Yeah, I don't know how that. Well, because we stopped doing Saturday Test and Tune. That's how.
And then 10 years later,
That'll be the
after
alternative
Great Spring
podcast.
War, the rubble was Monogram NASCAR. It happened.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No.
Well, in a way, we didn't rebuild from the rubble since we basically started rewriting the schedule for the second half of the season.
I mean, we're rebuilding NJ Hobby Racing League right now. You guys are hearing history, all one of you.
It's true. In fact, we were going to talk about it while we were sitting here. So
Yeah, I mean, so one of the things we
Group
talked
5,
about
Group
doing,
C, 60s GT, DTM. Group
we need to
5, Group C.
we need to
That's gonna
explain
be
the
a
inside
great
jokes,
image.
Kev. They're not inside to people listening. But one of the things we talked about is doing a lot more IROC races.
yeah, currently we only do a very few of them, maybe 2 a season.
To a season, it's the same one.
Yeah, it's Ninko carts, which you can't really get anymore and are kind of annoying.
Ninko
quite
carts were like the starving artists' work of their time. When they were new and available, nobody bought them.
Yeah.
And then the moment they stopped making them, they were
became
selling for
expensive.
$100.
honestly. They're actually kind of annoying to race, so I don't know that that's the way to get people hooked on slot car racing.
I think it's good, stupid fun.
Yeah.
And I think we're only going to do it once, so who
Yeah,
cares?
exactly. And
And-
it'll be Thanksgiving weekend.
That used to be a huge draw, that race.
Well, yeah, because again, it was good, stupid fun.
No.
It used to be open house on Thanksgiving. I mean, a week ago.
That's correct.
Yeah, but so we'll be doing
We used
that
to
one.
race remember we used to run IndyCar magnets. That just turned into be that race all the
Oh my
time.
god. Magneted Indy/F1. Although you did say it correctly, it's an Indy.
Yes. I tried to troll the F1 fan page with It's an Indy. It didn't work. No one bit. If I put like a Hamilton and a crying face, it would have been
I'm
perfect.
surprised nobody even shot you down. Like, that was surprising.
That's how minuscule we are. We are such a minnow on the grand scheme of things that
Yeah.
The best team ever went on to Formula One's page, declared themselves, and no one answered.
Are you not entertained? Crickets.
Even as we just are asking people to dunk on us and they won't do it.
God, these guys suck. We're going to listen to their podcast to listen to how bad they suck.
I mean, again, if people would troll us in the comments, I think we'd enjoy it.
But they're watching. That's views.
Anyway,
Yes.
so
Yeah, we were talking about.
what
Guy
races?
sitting in Dolby chair watching computer while views go up.
Hope you've enjoyed that, internet. What races do we even want to do that we haven't done, or are we just going to redo a whole bunch of ones that we've already done? Because like you mentioned, like Group 5 and
Yeah, I mean-
Slot It.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever.
I certainly have my greatest hits, which are those two.
Did we
basically.
do Modern LMP this year?
We did not.
We have to do Modern LMP.
Oh, that was the end of last year.
Yeah.
Oh, I second Modern LMP. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, we have full control over this because we offered Fred like Durf. We offered. There's gonna be way too much editing in that. We already offered him like a seat at the table to be like, "What do you want to run?" And he's like, "Is it bad, bad, bad." And then like we looked at Tom, and Tom was like, "I'll just be here regardless." So
So you're saying Fred was the pork chop sandwiches guy, Joe?
Yeah.
The kid in the pork chop sandwiches.
yeah. Man, no name rule's gonna be so hard to edit out of this. I
think we just
apologize.
say the hell with it in this one.
Mm.
We're not. I mean, we're not saying anything bad about him.
Is that why no name rule
I
exists?
think
Can we?
so.
Stop.
And
No,
edit
because
it
then
out.
we will
Stop.
have to fix it.
Can we make fun of people that we haven't
No.
said yet?
Stop. No. I will turn this car around.
But we're eating.
He's gonna turn the whole booth around and get us kicked out.
I'll just start playing that horrible version of Lola they have on
Oh,
this.
the live version.
The bad live version
Yeah.
that they somehow have in this. In fact, I'm going to take a picture so I can put this on the thing later.
Which do you remember how far into the thing it is? Or we
I
have
mean,
to go
just
through
getting
the
a
whole thing?
picture of the compact disc player, I think, is enough.
Yeah.
So that everyone can see what we're
Get some
working with
video
here.
of the pages turning.
But yeah,
And the
so.
wheels turn,
What-
Okay, I'll be right back with your pasta.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, wow.
There you get a nice big piece.
Thank you. We're about 20 minutes in. Do you guys want to wrap this and eat?
No, I want them to listen to us chew.
I guess we can come back to it.
I
mean,
think
we're
we're-
just starting to talk about something.
I think we'll go ahead and take a quick break while we eat, and we'll come back at the end.
Sounds good.
And welcome back.
So you having a nice big piece of cheesecake now?
No.
So as you can gather, we're quite full.
I believe we were talking about the schedule, IROCs, and races we hadn't done yet.
What other classes haven't we run that we always did?
Ninko GT, but that's going to be an IROC class.
Right. We'll do that.
My favorite car, like just car, is the 4GT. The
Didn't we wanna
4GT40,
run
the
the
4GT.
No
like,
magnet GT class in general, though? Like any car?
Doesn't go.
Well, Ninko are in their own league.
I was just thinking, like, in the way of NSR or whatever.
Oh, like modern GT.
Modern GT.
Yeah, I guess we could do that.
AKA you run a Mosler. Or die.
Or
Or
your
390.
or your
Still.
Durf, and you're running the Audi that you're pounding into submission.
Oh, the
The R8.
Mm-hmm.
the RHGC3.
Submit.
Giant wing.
Oh, man.
You will run.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No surprises there.
Excellent. Take over for me. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Let it be known that BTE are good tippers.
Yes, that's true. Whatever else they say about you, about us.
I mean, truth be told, everything they say about us is true. It's just, some things are better than others.
Yes. That's true as well.
Let me just max the mic every time I drop this fork.
Yeah, I realized about 5 minutes in that this has an auto level, so I put it on that. So we should be okay.
So the first 5 minutes I have to manually...
They might be a little quiet.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I can split the clip.
Yeah.
You all done, sweetie?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, I gotta say, it's been a lot better with all the teamwork imagery on the podcast.
Yeah, that helps a little bit.
I definitely laughed pretty hard at Boston Team Ever. That was a real good one.
Yeah, quick spin through real images will get you what you need. So.
And for as much as Kevin is joking about it, I think he learned his lesson to not name 4,000 random things.
Yeah, if you want to truly be the spiciest people in BT, you just have to pick your battles.
Yeah.
So.
Again, I truly feel bad, and I'm going to say it again and again. There's going to be no image that's associated with it, not being able to find some sort of imagery for the Gene Simmons change falling out of wall every time somebody buys the race to the stage set.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do about that. I slammed him on the BT Facebook page. So
I did see that. I did see the slam. I also saw how the way you shared this is you took a picture of the screen instead of a screenshot on your phone.
That is correct. Because I was working on a computer at the time.
And now all 20 people who listen to this are now seeing that image because I have it.
Now everyone will know where I work by knowing what my desk looks like.
Well, also Eagle Eye viewers will look that I had to censor for some reason the I Hate Mondays image of you. It has like your birth date above it.
Oh, that's actually my wife's birthday.
Oh, okay.
Because there was a prescription for her that was on the fridge.
Yeah, it's censored. It's not
I
there.
did
That's a
notice
whole
that.
candy bar, man.
Our triumphant hero returns.
Welcome back.
Oh, hey. And we're back.
We've been back.
We've been back. I mean, I think we're just kind of petering out at this point, checking all the boxes. I had a train of thought, too. I really did.
I'm coming out.
Now it's run you over.
Yeah.
Did it involve the schedule, which we've been trying to talk about?
I mean, we kind of talked about the schedule as much as we're going to talk about it, it seems.
So bad when they take about
I mean, it seems like the organizing principle is going to be to get some people to come in and try racing things they haven't raced before.
And I mean, does that do we come up with new races? Do we just use old races that...
Maybe just things that, people have lost interest in a little bit, or, just get some different people to try them. Some of the stuff can be intimidating when you read out the schedule if you haven't done it.
Yeah, and in years past when I was working at NJ Hobby, there was a lot of debate between myself and my dad on how to do the schedule. And, should we stay analog the whole time? Should we stay digital? Should we build logically from one
because
race to the
at
next?
one point, at least, was the organizing principle of the HO schedule, was that it went from the most basic to the most complex build. So theoretically, you could just do a continuous build during the season. There's nobody but me ever tried to take them up on that.
Start with a stock slot at Group C, and eventually unlimited.
Build it into a sideways Group 5.
But there are clubs out there who race the same thing 5 times in a row, but they don't have seasons. They're just doing this all year.
Right, it's year round. The fact that we have to fit this into half the year makes it a little harder to do.
And certain people at this table are not particular fans of HO season.
Nope.
Everyone raises their hand.
I'd like HO. I prefer it.
I feel like I definitely...
I love hose.
I definitely miss HO season every now and then, but 132nd season is just a lot more even, a lot easier to get into.
Yeah.
That's why I like HO season.
Because you can just
Because you
crush
can tip
everyone.
the scales.
Oh my god, you just kill everyone every week. It's easy.
You're the type of guy who pays to unlock Darth Vader, aren't you? And just run through everyone and be like, yeah, this game's easy.
No, I build my own.
Play Madden on rookie.
Be the Denver Broncos in the 90s versus, like, I guess the Buccaneers, if I'm going to pick on someone.
Of that period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because the old Buccaneers logo looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
Physical, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes me want some Stewart's orange soda.
This is going to be the first flag we get on our videos because we're going to have an NFL picture now. And the NFL is just going to come in and go, I don't care if you're talking about the Houston Oilers. We will not let you use any NFL imagery.
We could use the XFL logo.
Yeah.
Dream.
The XFL, New Jersey, New York did have a team. I think we were the Hitmen.
I believe that's correct, yes. Yeah.
He hate me. That's just a logo I want to see on the screen. I want to see his jersey on it. What was that guy's name? Was it Rod? Not something Smith.
Something.
He played in the NFL. He actually had a decent career. So did Tommy Maddox, actually.
That's right.
That was probably the
There were a couple
only
of
couple players.
Yeah, there were a couple of professional wrestlers who also went to UFC. Brock
Only
Lesnar.
one that's actually done anything, though, which was Lesnar.
Yeah.
Where CM Punk got embarrassed
Yeah.
CM Punk got embarrassed. Actually, I'm amazed.
by not like that. But then they gave Lesnar like a
Rod Smart.
Rod Smart,
Couldn't
okay.
think of his name, yeah.
I mean,
Yar.
Trams.
You want to know who is actually a UFC fighter, and it makes my childhood self smile a little bit? Is the guy who played the Green Power Ranger does UFC?
You're kidding.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he does.
Really?
Yeah, he has like a winning record too.
Wow. What about the guy who played the White Power Ranger?
Well,
That's the same guy.
That's right.
And the Red Power Ranger's fat. I saw him at Comic-Con. Him and Chip Ganassi are just sitting there.
The same guy. Oh man, now I have the perfect image of Chip Ganassi on the Red Ranger.
Well, same colors.
Exactly. I don't even have to do
He
anything.
doesn't have to wear a helmet.
No, I think really what you could do is put the red dinosaur helmet on Chip Ganassi. Oh man, we're really abusing him.
Yeah. Yep.
Chip Ganassi sitting in a landfill playing mini golf by himself
Eating a hot dog.
with AJ Foyt from 1980
Well, Kevin Kogan rides by in a shopping cart.
from the Garwood shop, right? Oh man, that's a terrible part.
I don't even know. You made that image for me of him in the shop, right? I have no idea where I wanted it. We have it. It's on the screen right now.
Yep.
But for the original broadcast of
The one of just
BTE
him?
Chaos, I
Or-
have no idea why we needed it.
The one of him or the one of him yelling at AJ or taking it from AJ Foyt? I'm sorry. He looks like content with whatever AJ's talking
It
about.
looks like he's just ignoring him.
The black and white one was even
He's thinking
better.
about skiing, which was his real love.
The Kool-Aid guy was just happy to be there.
Yeah, the Kool-Aid Guide one, I think I even put that in the wrong spot, but it just made so much sense as to
He
where it was
really
showing
fit
up.
into the image perfect too.
No, he fit into the image. I just think I requested the images for certain when I edit these videos and I request images from the other guys. I listen to everything and I write down what I need.
That's more than I ever did when I was doing them. So
Yeah.
it's a good thing that you're doing them now.
So I write down what I need, and Kevin and Mike kind of take their respective specialties and give me the images. And there are images that I request because when I was first listening to it, I was like, "Oh man, it would go perfect here." And then when I go to edit it, I forget why I
Probably
need
write
them.
down the timestamp.
I mean, yeah, if you want to take all the fun out of it.
Just a thought.
You and your logic can get the hell off this team, Mike. It is not what BTE stands
That
for.
is for sure, yes. So,
Just like how we got in the car earlier.
Yeah. BTE does not stand for best team editor. It just
Editor.
I see what you did there.
yeah. Go ahead and make an image of that one, big guy.
Best thinking ever.
We are certainly not the best thinkers ever.
No, we are not.
Just name random things to see what kind of images we can make.
We got to get you better hardware before we start naming really out there stuff.
No, name out there things. I'm talking about really weird shit.
Well, okay. We'll end on this, and we'll come up with a real good challenge for Kevin before we end.
Why don't you come up in the comments with something for us to make?
In the current video that you're watching.
Well, no, definitely come up with a challenge for
For the
Kevin to
next
edit
video.
together. I'd like to remind everyone that all of the images that Kevin edits, he has to do on his iPhone.
Yeah.
He does not own a computer.
Yeah,
I mean, I own a computer, they just don't work.
Yeah, he uses them to balance a table.
he sits on the pile of broken computers while he works on his phone.
Or pitch a 10.
Get me a picture of Jackie Ix trying to
You're
eat
thinking way
Mike
too much.
Fudge, a character we made up apparently last week by accident.
Jerry.
Jerry Fudge. Yeah. So give me that. Give me Jackie Ix.
That's Dr. Jerry.
But Jackie Ix can't win you the championship. James Hunt just may.
Yeah, exactly. So give me that image, and I want Jackie Ix to be driving.
Which golf car?
No,
The Daytona golf car? The Le Mans golf car?
I want
Martini 936.
I want a golf liveried go-kart is what I want. Jackie Ix yelling at our imaginary Dr. Fudge.
You said eating Dr. Fudge.
Trying to eat Dr. Fudge in a golf-colored go-kart.
I imagine like 30 images just blaring across the screen as you change your mind.
Pretty much, I'm okay with that. And that'll be...
Why can't it be like Little Owl sitting on like a sofa in like Canada?
I mean, you're just giving
like a churro or something.
You're
like
giving
that
yourself
with it.
more work.
What?
Not really. I'm just thinking of images I've already thought
We've
of.
made it clear that in order to establish that it's Canada, you can just use the West Canada background from Danny.
Okay, I think we've hit our logical end. Thank you for coming along on this ride. I hope this episode sounds good. It's
Enjoy
certainly
that
one of
Chip
the better.
Ganassi.
That'll be
Yeah.
the question mark, but I think we'll be okay.
All right,
Jeff
you
Gordon
folks have
with
a
the
great
mullet and the
time.
mustache from 2000.